inside the system, you have two different O-rings that you'll need to lubricate. I recommend using a food-safe lubricant, such as this, by McLaughlin Oil Company. I'll put a link in the description. And to apply it, I usually use some nitrile gloves. So what I'll do here is I'll put on the glove on whatever dominant hand. And there's two inside the system and one on the brew group. And I'll do the brew group separately. What I'm going to show you here is how to get into the machine to lubricate the O-ring. So I'll just put a little dab. Let me turn on the light here so you can see it a little bit better. All right. Just a little bit. A little bit goes a long way. You can see just pea-sized, and I'll just rub it on my fingers here. And what we'll do is we'll go inside the machine, and if you can see, here are the two O-rings, okay? And it's as simple as just spinning it with the lubricant on your glove, and just spinning it and pinching it. That way you can, and it should spin pretty easily. And I'll just go around, make sure that you're getting full coverage of the actual O-ring. So it should spin pretty easily now. There you go. And then the small one, I'll do the same thing. Just spin, pinch, until you get full coverage of that O-ring. And it should spin pretty easily. Spin, pinch, spin, and pinch. Yeah, there you go. So this will allow you to have really good frothing on your LatteGo. Now, if you have issues with steam going into the LatteGo container, then most likely one of these O-rings are broken, or you need to lubricate them. So take a look at the health of the O-ring. I do have links to the description of the size of these O-rings that I've replaced. I'll add it to this particular video as well. But yeah, these are super important, especially when you're making milk-based drinks. Here, I'm going to show you how to grease or lubricate the O-rings of the LatteGo brew group. And so we're going to go through and make sure that the unit is completely dry. This is not, but I'm doing this for demonstration purposes. And I still have my glove on that has the lubricant right here, that pea-sized lubricant. And this is the O-ring that is important. So just like inside of the LatteGo, I'll spin it. I'll spin the O-ring and I'll pinch and lubricate the O-ring. Spin and pinch, right? And what you want to do is get full coverage of this O-ring. This is the most important one because this is what allows the brew group to latch on for the pressure of creating or brewing your espresso. So make sure that this one is pretty lubricated. All right. What I'll do here is I'll do my little trick and I'll push this pin in and I'll move this up and I'll make sure that the actual top is pretty well sealed. So I'll push it again. Push it again. Looks sealing pretty well. I'll go ahead and move this all the way and then I'll do it again. I'll lubricate that O-ring by spinning and pinching again. That way I make sure that that is all lubricated. So it's looking good. I got this done. Now you might be wondering, why do I have these Q-tips here? Which is another thing that you'll need. Now, I usually like to do this bare hands, And what we're gonna do is we're gonna lubricate the brew group. And by doing so, it's gonna allow us to make sure that the brew group is operating in tip-top shape. So here, with this, I'll put a little bit of, just a small piece, and make sure that this pin, right, anything that moves, you'll want to lubricate. So I'll go over here on the side, make sure that that's done. I'll go here inside, and I'll lubricate here to make sure that that's good. So I'll discard that. What you want to do is push this pin in and just move it, just to make sure that everything is getting lubricated there. And this also gives you an indication of areas that you need to lubricate. So we see here is moving. Anything that's moving, you want to lubricate. So what I'll do now is get another one. I'll get a little bit more. And there are these channels. I don't know if you can see it. There are these channels that is right here. And so you want to lubricate that. Let's see. You got the pin, you got these. Okay, so that channel's good. Once it's locked in this position, you can get the upper channels right here. These upper channels to lubricate. Okay, so I'll get another Q-tip here, or actually I'll use the other side of this one. Put a little bit more. And then I'll just lubricate this channel here. And I'll lubricate this channel here. It looks pretty well lubricated. I think I'm doing this a little early, but I'm showing you how I'm lubricating the brew group. I do this about once a month just to keep it going in tip-top shape. I'll lubricate anywhere that moves. So I'll take another one here. I'll go and lubricate the outside here. Inside. And then the last part is this bar. I'll show you here. Let me unlock it. Right here, this bar moves. So this bar right here. Everything is looking good so far. All right, so what I'll do is to verify, I'll just move it up and down and look at, feel if there's any place that's snagging, any place that may be, dry. I'll push this all the way up, make sure that pin is moving well. Push it back in. I'll look at any other parts that's moving and make sure that it's lubricated. So far, so good. So the main ones are this pin, okay, and the channels at the top. So those are the most important places to lubricate. These channels and that pin. The rest is extra. I like to do it just to make sure that everything is working properly. But anything that, again, I'll say it again, anything that moves needs to be lubricated. And that's how you lubricate the brew group. Looking good.